Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to work on the tutorial for the Fun in the Sun Folio. Just a quick look here, a review quick at what we're going to do. I've been wanting to do one. This was the folio that I didn't like and I ended up completing it and now I like it. So we're going to get working on this. So I'm going to keep that handy so that I can revert to it every now and again because Lord knows I forget. So we're going to get all of our pieces and you will find below in the description box of this video there is all of the cutting that you'll need for this project. So it'll be all right there for free. So let's get everything out of the way. Now, for a piece, I used thicker, like that's just me. I don't use it all the time. I used thicker cardstock. It is 110 pound cardstock and not 65. You can use 80 too. So for this one, you are going to put tape on both bumpy sides and one dinted side, okay? So then you're going to put them together with the dinted sides together. Okay, lay them down and stick. Okay, that is the best way to have them line up. Okay, do not peel these tapes off. This is for the inside page. Okay, so now you can just fold and burnish all of your score lines. Oh, and I forgot to include in my, so I may have to just take a little extra time from the video, cut myself a piece of Tyvek, because you can use Tyvek for your spine here, right here, or you can use packing tape. I had used packing tape in the past, but I started using Tyvek because I like it. Tyvek is thin and it's easy to use. So that's what I have been doing. So I think I do not have any. I have a piece, so I am just going to cut myself a piece. And I will show you how to put it on. And I'm going to make this a little longer. Now I have to decide whether I want to use the black side or the white side to give it a little, just a little difference in color. Okay, so what we're going to do is draw a line, measure, always measure, because if you don't, you'll get something wrong. Measure over, sorry everybody, 5/8 of an inch from one of your score lines here. So you have a guide for putting your Tyvek down. Okay, hopefully I've got it straight. Okay, just like that. Okay, so then we'll use strips of tape and then I can okay, sorry, but I'm going to use thicker tape you can use whatever tape you have, but you want to have edge-to-edge coverage of tape. Now, I apologize if my voice, which I can feel is already going. Ah, dang, dang, dang. This may not work. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then just cut it off. Like so. I am starting this. It is, I believe, 7 something, maybe 7:30, 7:30 in the morning, because it is hotter than a mad hornet up here in my craft space. So I am trying to get my crafting done as early as I can, because it sure gets hot up here. And if you can get edge-to-edge coverage, that is great. If not, try and have your spaces as minimal as possible. Okay. Cut that off anyway. Okay, so now we're going to bring back in our folio. Okay. Try and get this to lay somewhat flat. Okay, we got our line. Actually, I'm going to take off the thinner one first. Get that down there as best as you can. So it tends to peel. There we go. Okay. So you're going to line that up on your line as best as you can. I'm going to go over it just, I guess, right there, so that you can't see the line. Hopefully I am straight. Okay, and then you're going to peel the rest, and then just kind of slowly burnish it down. Okay. And then flip this to the other side, like so. Give that a burnish the rest of the way. Okay, just like that. Then you'll have to refold. I'm just going to cut off my little edges here. Maybe. It don't want to come. There. Okay, and then the other side. Now this procedure, remember it, because any of the other folios that you make, it's the same thing. Whoopsie. All of my 2-day folios have the same, this here is the same in all of them. So if you've done one before, you're noticing a repetitive action here. Okay, so there you have it. Like I say, you may want to refold. It doesn't have to be like as, there you go. Okay, so there it is. Then you're gonna take your, okay, so here's a trick. This video is probably gonna be a little longer. Take your adhesive remover. I do this all the time because I use these scissors and I don't think about, you know, like the glue that sticks. And so I just clean it off. Now you'll notice I struggle to get those open. Once I go through this and get all the glue cleaned off of them, you guys probably all know to do this already, but I've learned that if I have an idea, not everybody knows it. Okay, now they open just like tickety-boo. Okay, so you're gonna take and you're gonna just taper your edges just from the edge of the tape on an angle. Okay, flip it over and do the same thing to the other side, just from the edge of the tape on an angle. Ta-da! There, you can see the little pieces that I cut off. It's not much, okay? So there, now we can stick this off to the side, okay? And we're gonna bring in our B, and C piece. This is gonna make that center pocket page, okay? So you're gonna fold and burnish. Okay, and then line up your edges as best as you can. Just like so. And sometimes if they don't line up one way, flip it the other way and it will line up perfectly, just like so. Okay, and then you can, I lied. Now it's just like so. If any of you know me, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Okay, and then you can pull your tape backing. You know, it never fails when I do these videos. I don't have fingernails and I struggle pulling the tape. Okay, so there's your B and C. Okay, now this is going to come in. And it doesn't matter which way you put this on your book. Just remember that this is B and C. Okay, so you're going to get this piece on your tab there that you have tape on. Okay, just like this. And I use, like, I get the tape right up close to the edge here and I use it as a guide for adding my page. So let's see, you can see there, it just goes on just perfect. So I always dry fit, and I'm just going to peel a little bit so that I don't struggle taking the tape off. Line it up again. You may struggle a little bit now, seeing as you have tape off. Okay, once you get that in place, just start. Okay, and then I just go little bits at a time so that you don't move, because you will move your pieces. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then the other side, use your piercing tool, get in there, and you can just pull that one away. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so we're getting there. Okay, again, set that aside. And now you have your piece D. This piece is going to have tape. I think this is the only piece that has tape on the bumpy side, because there's actually, it's a score line, but we're going to put this down right on the page. Okay. Now with this one, you have a shorter side and a longer side of the gusset. See, Okay. With this one, you're going to put it upside down so that the bigger section, and then you're going to open up your book. Okay, open up your book, and it's going to go right here. Okay, so you're going to put the bigger section down on top of A to the left of your spine score line. Okay. It is, see, it is this piece right here. Okay. Here's your spine for the rest of it right there. So it kind of makes it look like is a bigger spine. So this piece, you're going to have your larger piece down. Okay. Larger face down. You're going to fold over so that you cannot see your score line. Okay, and you're going to come in and you're going to stay about 1/8 of an inch away from your score line. Okay, and then you can peel your tape and stick it down if you can. Okay, so just like that. So you have lots. It looks like you have 3 pages. Okay, give it a burnish. Okay, and again, that goes in there. Set it aside. Okay. Piece E. Okay, piece E. Now we're going to work, we've got all of the main pieces to this. So now we're going to work from edge to edge. We're going to work from front to back, and all of the pieces are going to go along, okay? As you start out, okay, so E, you're going to score all 4 sides. I know, and you're going to say we're going to cut this in half, okay? You're going to cut right along the angle here, okay? So I'll let you, and I'm going to go and cut my piece. My trimmer, I still have a guillotine trimmer, and I love it. Okay, so there you have your 2 pieces. Pieces E. Okay, let's write E. I want to erase this one so that we don't see it when we mat. Okay, so then you're going to do your corner thing, and you're going to miter your corner right through that intersecting score line. I flip it over. Okay. Then you can fold and burnish, and then we're going to cut off those little tails. Okay. Now you're going to cut off these little tails sticking out. Ta-da. Okay. Oopsie. Oopsie. There. Okay, and there. Get rid of our garbage. Whoopsie. My scissors and me, we do not get along. Okay, so pick a front of it. Well, I guess this is the front of your book. So I write front because I tend to forget. Okay, so open that up, and now it's going to go on this little flap here. Okay, so you're going to put one here. Okay, like so. Hopefully you can see everything. I forget, and I move my mat moves now. It used to be all static cling, but now it is not. So try and get that to stay in place. I know these smaller pieces is a little harder to keep them in place. There we go. But once you have one side down, you're pretty good. You can flip it and do the other side. I just always like to hold it in place. Okay, so there you have that one. Okay, and then you're going to take your second one and it's going to go along the top. And this gives you just a tuck spot to tuck in, you know, a photo mat, you know, or photo mats, depending on how many you put in there. You wouldn't want to fill it too full, because then you start to, once you get your pattern paper on there, it'll start to bulge and it'll wreck your paper. Okay, so there, give it a burnish. Good stick. There we have it. Set it aside. There's a lot of setting it aside. Okay. Now the next pieces are the bumpers. Okay. So we can use your corner rounder. I like to use my corner rounder and just round the corners, and it gives them a little bit of a finished, softer edge, I guess. As you can see, I broke my, so the only one I can use is my 1/4 inch. May have to look into another one. Okay, so there you have that. Okay, so you're going to fold and burnish, and you don't have to do any tapering here because it is not going edge to edge. You just taper your edges when your whatever you're putting on goes right from either score line to score line or edge to edge of your paper. Okay, so you're going to open that up. Okay, so you got your D here. Your D piece is going to be on the right. Your flap that you just added those other pieces to are going to be on the right. And we're going to add this to the bottom and the top, centered as best as you can to the inside of piece A. Okay, get that held in place. Which it moved. See, that's... So then you get out your best friend, your undo. And you want to get the undo in the yellow label. And just slowly work it off. Ta-da! And now this will dry completely. Diamond, how did you get an elastic? You're gonna eat that, you little fart. She eats these, the little fart. Okay, so just dry that. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it dry. And it is just about gone, just like that, gone. Okay, so I'm gonna put that back together and try that again. Maybe if I do it this way. I apologize if my head gets in the way for a second while I center that up. Okay. Try that again. That's better. Okay. Now take the other one and try and line it up as best as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, or, you know, if you're like me, sometimes I like things to be offset. Okay, give it a burnish. Okay. Now, we're going to work on the pocket for, which is going to go here. And this one, this is the one that has the acetate in it, which I didn't cut. I haven't decided whether I want to do the acetate pocket or just a pocket. I think I'm going to do just a pocket in this one. So if you want to do the acetate, okay, you've got your tape on your dinted side, flip it over, okay, and draw a line, 1/2 inch just a second. You want to, if you're going to do, and if you want to use a magnet, see, I had to fight a little here. Okay, so this is a 1 inch, 3/4 inch. Okay, so you want to come down. Don't cut this piece yet. Let me cut it and put the flap here on, because I think I extended the flap, and that'll give us the measurements. So let's just hang on. Don't glue anything down. Just wait. Okay, so for those of you who do not want to use acetate, miter your corners. Fold and burnish. Diamond's mad at me now. I took away her toy. She was playing with one of my ponies. I have long hair, and I hate it in my face, so I always have my hair up. And I'd taken it out, and she was playing with it, and I thought it was cute until she ate it. Well, I cut that the wrong size. Holy smack, did I ever cut that the wrong size? Okay, so this video is going to get a little longer. The proper measurements will be in the description box. So forgive me. Let me make sure that this piece, everything is the wrong width. H and I are the wrong. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds here. I'm gonna have to cut myself an extra piece. Maybe this is that's the right piece. Yeah, it's the right piece. I guess I just did some adjustments. Okay, 2 seconds. I apologize. If I knew how to do edits, I would pause this and edit it, but I don't know how. And I do everything with free, so if it's not, I don't have the software. If you need software. So just forgive me here for 2 seconds while I get everything straightened about. I tried to have everything done so that the video would be quick and painless. So look how that turned out for me. Not so good. Okay, and then, sorry, I just gotta, my head is probably in the way. To get these right measurements down there for you. I guess that is one plus about having a video, because you can fix everything after, except for in the video. Okay, so you're gonna add your tape. Well, you won't have to. I have messed up. Yet again, there's not one video I don't think that I haven't messed up in. Something. It's just what I do. I'm working on another project, and I probably shouldn't have done it because I was tired, and I think I messed up like 4 or 5 times when I finally called it quits for a while. Had a nap. And then I came back and I finished it. Okay, so now that you have the proper H and I pieces, I guess I should lay, oh, sorry, H and G. G and H. Okay, so taper your corners again. I mean, you guys are okay with having a video because you can just pause it, fast forward it. On my end, it takes a month of Sundays, the longer it is, to upload. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so this, okay, let's put D so that we don't get confused. Put D up here in the open space. Okay, G goes on top of D. So you're going to open it up flat if you can. I can't. And you're going to line it up. I'm going to find a piece of paper, white paper, and you're going to line it up along the cut edge. So hopefully there is a tiny little space on your score line. Okay, so once you have that in place, you can start peeling your tape backing. Yes, your bumpers will get in the way and you will curse at them. Okay. Give that a burnish. Okay, and then now this is where you'll have to taper because it is going from edge to edge. So the tapering just, it hides when you're doing your decorating. It gives you a little bit of a cleaner look. Okay, so then I'm gonna put that upside down. Okay, and again line it up from the cut edge. I'm going to trim a tiny little bit off of there. So this is something too that you have to, when you're cutting your paper, I have learnt that you always check it. I had a package of paper one time that it was out a great deal and I had to shave off every piece of paper. So make sure that it's straight, because if it's not straight, your pieces will be crooked. And also, when you're cutting, a big difference, if you're cutting a piece that goes together or whatever, if you don't cut in the exact same spot on your trimmer, some trimmers have like a little bit of more of a, like my guillotine trimmer has a somewhat fatter line. And if you don't cut in the right spot, it changes the piece. Okay, so for those of you, you are going to, it's still 3/4. So if you want to use a magnet, this H piece is 5.5 by 3 3/4. Maybe make it 4 1/4 inches long. And then that will give you, so if you make that at 4 1/4, so right there, that will give you, you'll draw a line at 1.25 inches. Okay, so you'll have 1.25 inches here. Okay, we'll use my messed up piece. Okay, so you'll come down 1.25 inches, okay, on the top, and then you can have 3/4 of an inch. So you'll come in, okay, you'll come in from your cut line at 1.25 inches and draw a line all the way around on the 3 score lines. Okay, so you'll cut 1.25 inches on all of these ones. Okay, and this one is, what did I say? Oh, it's the same thing, 1.25 inches. And that gives you, you'll have room for a magnet. So it's 1.25 inches all the way around. Perfect. Okay, so that's if you want to have the acetate in there. Okay, so now we move on to, now I wonder if I got that messed up too. Now I gotta bring in. See, this is why I have that oh, I think it's the pocket that goes here. Okay, now we're good. We're good. I think. Okay, so now we have this pocket, which is going to go on B or D. B or C, whichever one you have on the top. So take eyepiece, taper your corners right through that intersecting score line. Fold and burnish. Hopefully I got this piece right. Okay, fold and burnish. Okay, bring that in. Okay, so you're going to open where you just put your pocket. Set that aside. You're going to take that other flap and you're going to have your B and C pocket here. Okay, so you're going to take this one and you're going to line that up, and you're going to give yourself again that 1/8 of an inch. Actually, we don't have to, never mind, because we have a little bit of leeway there. Okay, so then you can start peeling your backing. Okay, so you want the opening to be on the right. Okay. Okay, set that aside. Okay, now we have our J, A, and B. Now I can't remember which one is which, so you've got the J 6x6 and the J 6x6 3/8, okay? So these pieces are going to go here. That is these two pieces here. So you got one that's long, a little bigger, and one that's a little smaller, right? Okay, so I should measure. So we are going to, and now you can have it either way, this way, like the shorter sides here, or it depends on how you cut, but you got to remember the one that's bigger, or you, okay? So our long edge, I think we're only trimming the short edge. Okay, so from the cut edge, we are going to make a tick mark at 3 inches. Okay, cut edge, tick mark at 3 inches on both pieces. Okay, Okay, and then you're going to cut, I guess it should have been on the score line. You want it on the score line, not the cut edge. My apologies. Because when we cut it, depending on your trimmer, okay, so now you're going to trim from the score line to that score line. You can use your craft knife, which quite often is what I do. Okay, so you're gonna line up from that score line right there to your tick mark. Okay, and just cut that off. Okay, doesn't have to be a big one. Okay, so same thing. You're going to cut from the tick mark on your score line and cut her off. Okay. Then you're going to take your corners and do your mitering. So leave me a comment below and tell me if you have made any of my projects before. And if so, which ones did you make and what did you think? I love hearing from you. I go on and I look for comments all the time. Any questions or love, you know, I like it all. If you have any questions, I am more than happy to try and answer them. Okay, and then you're just going to trim off that little tail. Okay, same thing to both pieces. Okay, so both pieces. I guess I gotta trim off that tail. Oh, I didn't get quite over far enough on this one, so I have a little spot there. Okay, so then we'll bring back in our book. Okay, get everything folded over. Okay, fold over that page. Fold over. That is the page we want. We want I and the back of the short or of the smaller D. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can just get that to lay a little flatter. Okay, all of my garbage, I should clean that. Okay, so the bigger one, Hokey Dinah, you people, I've got more mistakes. These are both the wrong size. Oh no. One is the right size, so I have to fix. I guess they both need to be the same size. So, if you'll just bear with me, I have to do a new score line. I told you if I didn't make mistakes, there would be no okay, just give me 2 seconds here. I have to get a new score line through my tape. Now hopefully that'll line up. Does. I tell you. So much for I'm just going to stop wanting to keep my videos short because it never works. Okay, give it a re-miter. Fold. Oh, I scored the wrong way. Good Lord. So you will have, again, the right measurements. Okay, so once you're happy with your placement, you can start putting them down. And I guess, seeing as they are both the same size, you can, however, have whichever angle you want to be together. At least I think they're going to be the same size. I'll have to double check because good Lord, I've gotten everything else wrong. Okay, so then this one. Okay, you want to always line up on your cut line so that if you have a bit of space, I'm going to need that paper again. So if you have a bit of space, it is at your spine or you know, like, and that gives you a little better, your folio will not be so bulky when it's folded. And then once you start matting, you're going to want to erase all of your little tick marks and all your measurements that are up close to the, because you'll see them. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see how many more mistakes I've made today. Where are we at? I think, goodness gracious. Oh, that's this flap, okay. I have to, see, this is why I like to have the project that we are working on, because I always revert to it because I can't remember. I have so many, and I just finished a project. It is on my channel. It's the Tropical State of Mind plus size folio. And I'm also working on another project that I hope to have done. I'm on holidays right now, and I hope to have it done by the end of my holidays. But it's really hot here, and it gets really hot upstairs in my craft room. So I try to craft early and then not craft when it's hot. So again, it seems as though oh no, we're okay here. Okay, so you're gonna get your fold, your score line, and it's gonna go right along the edge of those the piece that you, the B and C piece. Use that line as a guide. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then you have your L piece, which is just basically a photo mat. You can have pockets by putting tuck spots with your cardstock. Okay, so this is going to go on the edge of C. Okay, so it's going to hold that down, but it's going to go on the edge of C. So just like that. And center it, or you can put it wherever you want. Oh, I got to trim a little off. I'm getting all kinds of things. Well, at least I'm working out my quirks. your pieces, thank goodness, will all be right in the description box. Okay, so when you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. You can peel your tape. Okay. Next, we have we're going to open that. Hopefully these are right. Miter. I apologize for the long video, but thank goodness you can fast forward through the blah blah. And I guess if you've watched many of my videos, you know to watch the video all the way through and then craft, because then you find out all of the mistakes. Okay, so now this is going to go. Now I'm changing the placement of these. It is the pockets right here, but there's a lot of bulk in there, so I'm going to put them on top. Okay, so I'm going to dry fit everything. Dry fit, okay. We are happy. Find a spot to start. Okay. You can angle these pockets too if you like. Just take a tiny little, you can add fun to all kinds of things. Use your envelope punch board and add just a punch in there for pulling your photo mats out. Or you can, you know, add a file folder kind of looking with your punch boards. I've done that in a few of my projects. But you got to remember when you're doing your matting what you use as measurements. Ouch! So write it down. I know I'm talking about stuff we're not doing, but I'm struggling to find things to say so that it's not just a dead air, which is not always exciting. And if like I said, if I knew how to edit, we could do this and I could just have music playing, which is probably more fun than listening to me blabber on. So there you have your pockets there, okay? So now, actually we are gonna add some fun. This piece here, okay, we're going to make sure that it fits, yes. So this is where we're gonna bring in our envelope punch board. And you're going to line up your score line at the 2-inch. Okay, so line up your score line at the 2-inch. So then when you mat this piece, you're going to cut your project a 1/4 inch, or you're going to cut your project. Cut your designer paper 1/4 inch smaller all the way around here. And then when you line that up, you're going to line it in at the 7/8 inch mark. And that'll give you your space. Okay, so then you're going to flip it over, line your score line up at 2 and punch. Okay, and then you have to use that self-healing mat and your blade again and cut off this piece here as soon as I find my ruler. Okay, so you're going to just line that up and just cut off that center, just like that, okay? And that's where you can add a little bit of fun. I didn't get quite over far enough. A little bit of fun to your project. Okay, so then you're going to taper your corners just like before. Sorry, miter your corners. Fold and burnish. Okay, and this is going to go on the top of the back flap. Okay, so this is going to go on the top of the back flap. And again, you want to, I'm actually going to line that up. It's a little smaller. No, I'm going to line it up at the cut edge. Okay. Line it up along the cut edge, and it is going to give you a little more of a ladder there. If you want to put it down along the score line, that's fine. You'll just have a little bit sticking up that you can decorate with pattern paper. You'll have a little bit more showing at the top. Okay, so then give it a burnish. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, now we have our O piece, okay, which is going to be pain in the arse because it has got a 1/4 or an 1/8 of an inch gusset. And I know you guys love those 1/8 inch gussets about as much as I do. Okay, so give that a fold and a burnish. Okay. Now when you taper, because it's going from edge to edge. Okay. So you're going to taper. Okay, and then you want to see your gusset. Okay, when you're putting this one down, you want to see your gusset. Okay, so we're going to come in, and it is going to go right along. Okay, here's the back of A. It is going to go along the edge. You want to stay about an 1/8 of an inch away or so of that score line. Okay, and then you want to go slow because your gusset will go in. So just go little bits at a time. Keep your gusset so that you can see it. Oh, I forgot. We want to round these corners because this is going to look like a faux envelope. So you're going to round these corners. Way easier to do before you put it in the book. Okay, almost done. We just have a few more pieces. Okay, so now we have the belly band, piece P, that is going to go in the back. So fold and burnish, no tapering needed, no mitering needed. Okay, you're going to open up that O and the flap that you put N on. Okay, and you're going to try and center this belly band as best you can. I got to turn this sideways, my apologies. Try and center it as best as you can and stick it down. And I guess as best as you can measure. I'm just eyeballing. Okay, now we have our waterfall pieces. Okay. You can taper these if you like, but I think I'm going to leave them solid because you can write on that flap with a chalk marker or a white gel pen and do the journaling. Okay, so I'm going to bring it in upside down. Okay, and I'm going to put the first Q piece right on top. Right on top, just like that. Maybe I shouldn't have turned it upside down because now I'm working weird. Okay, give it a burnish. Now I'm going to turn it right side up. And I'm going to continue putting the rest of them on. So the next one, you're just going to line up under that. And peel and stick. See, I have no fingernail. And everything is working against me today. There we go. Okay, just give it a burnish. Okay, add your next one. Right underneath. Just like that. Burnish. Last piece and we are done. I hope you enjoyed making this folio. So this will be the fourth 2-day folio that is in the 2-day folio playlist and instructions. And I'm also going to do the waterfall peekaboo folio. And I think there was another one, I just can't remember which one it is. So that there are some options. So there you have our project. Okay, so that closes. And this here, you're going to do a closure. I'm going to do the string, button and string closure. Okay, so there's your folio. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to get any feedback that you may have. I know I made mistakes, but they will all be fixed. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.